Riley?
Really, Riley?
Really, Riley? Are you ready?
This is the Really Riley podcast.
Woo!
Hello, beloveds. Welcome back to Really Riley, my little corner of the world where I like to talk about all things real, raw, relatable, and Riley. And I am very excited to talk about this tonight because I get to chit-chat about my woo-woo stuff, otherwise known as me taking pictures of the moon and all the things astrology and all the things that spiritually I'm into. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If you guys are new around these parts, hello, I am Riley, and I'm going to be your host for however long you let me into your ear hole. And I just really want to connect with you guys and give you guys hope, inspiration. And my favorite part of this is, getting you guys to sometimes say, what the fuck did that girl just say? And I can almost promise you, every single podcast, I'm going to have some verbal snafu that makes me say, oh my God, I swear I talk for a living. You know what? We keep it real around these parts. Lots of big stuff going on energetically right now for me and for everybody because the 7-7 portal opened up yesterday. And hold on, I forgot. I want to say it correctly. The there it is. I swear I talk for a living. Neptune is retrograde from July 4th to December 10th. So the 7-7 portal is very important. Oh my God, I just looked over at the video because I'm recording this podcast. I don't know what the hell's going on with my hair, but let me just not get sidetracked. So the 7-7 portal, and I got this on Energy Healing Jewelry on Instagram. I know. What am I quoting a jewelry page? Look, I just always want to credit people with the stuff that I find from them. It's the most powerful day of the year to connect with the spirit world. And also when the portals open up, the energy lasts for a good little bit. So if you missed it yesterday, no biggie. Opening doors to blessings and miracles, twin flame reunions. Ooh. So it says it's bringing heightened intuition and psychic abilities, enhanced ability to download information and see things clearly, spiritual awakening and enlightenment, accessing a higher consciousness, elevated awareness and perception. If you see 7-7 or 14, it means that you're reuniting with your twin flame. Oh, outdated relationships fell away to make space for destined ones. Apparently the 7-7 portal is supposed to be all about the love. But as far as Neptune, again, I swear I talk for a living. As far as Neptune retrograde, July 4th through December 10th, that's a long time. Neptune retrograde, this is from Everything Aligns on Instagram. Neptune retrograde guides your attention inward, asking you to pause, reflect, and listen closely to what your intuition has been trying to say. And I've been telling you guys, my intuition is everything lately. It says it becomes easier to feel where dreams have pulled you away from reality. Especially in situations where you hoped for change or held on to someone's potential instead of their actions. Oh my God. Yeah. This energy helps you notice what has felt one-sided, unclear, or emotionally draining without needing a dramatic event to confirm it. You may be feeling stronger gut reactions, more intense dreams, or subtle shifts in your body when something feels off. Small things stand out now. Words that do not match energy, repeated patterns that keep circling back, or moments where your own feelings become impossible to ignore. Whew, mic drop, motherfuckers. Rather than being drawn in by promises or ideals, oh my God, you feel grounded in what is actually happening. Neptune strips away confusion, revealing who is showing up, what feels mutual, and where your energy is better protected. You may stop asking for clarity and instead start accepting what someone has already shown you through their consistency or lack thereof it. One more time for the cheap seats in the back. Neptune retrograde gives you the gift of insight with every truth that rises. Oh my God, you clear space for something even better. That is a lot of energy going all over the place right now. And last night, I was sitting outside and it was the most beautiful summer night. I took a picture of it and I'll probably post this on Instagram at Really Riley Podcast. But it was just, the wind was blowing ever so slightly, almost like one of those types of summer nights where like the wind is like a warm hug. And it was really hot during the day, but this was just like 70 degrees and just almost chilly, and almost where you could feel something in the air, or at least I could. And I was looking up at the moon, and it was just one of those beautiful nights where the puffy clouds were going past the moon, and the moon looked like cheese, where it just looked like you can see the craters in it. And it's just so big and prevalent from the porch of my house. And I looked and I was like, that looks like it's got a rainbow around it. And I sent it to one of my woo-woo besties, my OG We Got This mama. And I was like, does that look like the moon has a rainbow around it? And she was like, yeah, it does. So I looked up the spiritual meaning of rainbow around the moon. And good old ChatGPT told me, yes, I have jumped on that train. Divine protection and presence. A halo around the moon is often seen as a divine guardianship. It suggests that spirit guides, ancestors, or the universe itself is watching over you, especially during emotional or transitional times. Essentially saying, you're not alone in the dark. Even the moon dresses in light to remind you of the guidance surrounding you. Y'all, like, I'm so into looking at the signs and the synchronicities that are surrounding me lately. I just feel such a huge shift in energy right now that's like undeniable. Like, 7/7 portal and all that stuff. Number 2, truth illuminated in darkness. The rainbow effect caused by moonlight interacting with crystals in the cirrus, clouds can symbolize hidden truths surfacing, clarity emerging, secrets being revealed. They may especially resonate if you're navigating betrayal, spiritual awakening, or seeking justice. I needed a moment of silence for that one. Whew. So, energetic realignment. Rainbows represent chakra alignment. The colors mimic the chakra system and wholeness. So, a rainbow around the moon implies your higher self is realigning your energy body, bringing you back to center even as chaos surrounds you. So they said, you may be in the dark, but you're becoming the light. And it's what I always say, whatever's done in the dark will always come to light. And number 5 on this, it's a spiritual threshold or portal. So you can mark a threshold moment, a soul contract activating, a karmic cycle closing, or even a connection between dimensions. You may receive dreams, intuitive downloads, or signs following this sighting. Ooh, like that whole karmic cycle or that soul contract activating. Oh, God. So, in addition to seeing the rainbow halo around the moon, in the photo that I took of it, there's like these little orbs around it. And I know some people are like, okay, that's not anything, but then in spirituality, they think it's something. So I asked ChatGPT, like, what do those orbs mean? So technical, I swear I talk for a living. Technical explanation for this one, or the orbs are most likely lens flares or light artifacts caused by refraction of the moon's bright light through moisture, the dust in the atmosphere, blah, 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 blah. Internal reflections inside your camera's phone, blah, blah, blah. But just because science has an explanation for it doesn't mean there's also not a spiritual meaning. So the spiritual interpretation of orbs in a photo is spiritual and energetic circles. Orbs in photos often interpreted as manifestations or spiritual energy or presence, especially when they appear around significant events or celestial moments. So the image for mine, there was like this teal blue orb that was really prevalent underneath the rainbow of the moon. Blue-green tones are associated with the throat chakra, truth, expression, and the heart chakra, healing, compassion. So the spiritual message was, speak the truth your heart has always known. Your voice is sacred. Your grief is holy. It suggests that any heartbreak you've had is being acknowledged, and you're being guided to reclaim your inner voice after feeling silenced or spiritually gaslit. fuck, y'all. Like that hit me so incredibly hard that I was just like, damn. I mean, there's so many things in this world of woo woo that people say that you can just like push away. But I mean, I'm not anymore. I'm just embracing all of it because I've always been a girl that's believed in magic and manifestation. And I feel like last night the spirit world was like giving me a big old hug and saying, you know what, girl, like you are stepping into the most successful decade of your life. I put that on my vision board 2 years ago, 3 now. And, you know, manifestations don't have a timeline. It's like I just feel this shift in everything and all the things that I've gone through in the last couple of years where I felt like I was just lost. You know, it also said overall meaning of the orbs in the image. Thank you, ChatGPT. It says, together these orbs suggest spiritual presence is near, possibly a guide, an ancestor, or even your higher self. You're being shown that truth is not only rising, it's being protected. There's an invitation to trust what your soul senses, even if nobody else validates it. As a girl that has been told many, 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 many times over that I just like to latch onto things and I just like, you know, like I'm a dog with a bone and I just won't let stuff go and, you know, I overthink things. No, I'm not. My intuition has been screaming at me. And I'm not ignoring it anymore. It's just so crazy to me how all of these things just seem to like coincide and just mean you can't ignore it, is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, and I don't want to anymore. I think for a lot of years, maybe not a lot, but like the last couple, I've just been ignoring things to fit inside of a box. To, I don't know, kind of make myself small or like make myself fit where I thought life was supposed to go. And I've always been a chick that has gotten in my car and full steam ahead on the road less traveled. And somewhere along the line, I stopped doing that. And I wanted to, you know, I wanted the life that I built and I'm still building. But I think I stopped putting the bricks down at some point and felt comfortable or scared in that situation. And now I'm like, no. I think that when you have a path that you've been chosen for, you can't ignore it because when you do, everything around you is going to fall apart until you get back on that path. And you can choose to ignore it and keep your life in shambles, or you can go for it. And that's what I've always done. But sometimes going for it can be the most painful thing ever because you have to walk away from the things you never wanted to. Ever. Something just came to mind. It was just a really random, weird detour. And I'm not sure if I've ever told this story on the podcast before. Maybe I have. If I have, don't at me, at Riley Couture if you feel like it. But when I was in ballet years ago, like, you know, semi-professional, you know, I did a couple professional shows with Tampa Bay Ballet Company, but there was this one exercise that my dance teacher, who was a very stoic man, very like hardcore for a ballet teacher, but it was an exercise where there were these 2 blocks that looked like bricks, and you were supposed to just depict something, like almost mime something with ballet intertwined in it with these blocks. And it's so interesting that this is what I chose. I think it was like 10, maybe 11. And I chose for my interpretive dance or whatever, that like in the beginning of the dance, I picked up the brick fake brick block, and I was dancing with it and hugging it and loving it and spinning it around and holding it up in the air like it was this beautiful diamond in the sky that was so precious to me. And then at one point in the dance, I got sullen and I looked at the block and I had to put it down. And I had to walk away from it. You know, and in the dance, I put it down. I hugged it so tightly, and I walked away just very slowly and very melancholy. And then in the second little part of the dance, I ran back and hugged it again. And then there was something that I interpretively danced, that it was like something was pulling at me, and I just couldn't, go towards the thing that was pulling me. And then at one point I give up on the block, and I very dramatically wipe these tears away and go as if I'm going to go towards the thing that's pulling me, while I'm just looking longingly at the block. But in this dance, at 10, 11 years old, I ended it with the grand finale of me not going towards the thing that was pulling me, and that I ran and grabbed that block and cradled it and ran like my life depended on it the other way, because I didn't want to give up that thing that I wanted so badly, because I was so sure that that's all that there was for me. At 10, 11 years old. That just makes me think so much of how much that mindset has been ingrained in me. But now, at almost 44 years old, with great skin, I'm not going to run back for that imaginary block. It's funny, too, that block was fake, but it was supposed to be like a cement block weighing you down. And that's the thing that you love more than anything in this world. And we'll give up anything for that cement block. But in this stage of life, I'm going to choose differently and go towards the thing that is pulling me to the unknown. It's not where I expected to be. It's not necessarily what I wanted, but I think it's what I needed. Even saying that, I have to let out that cleansing breath, that cleansing sigh. Because sometimes you get what you want in life and you think that that's it. But as one of my very good friends that's no longer with us anymore, I've talked about her on the podcast before, Karen, my Memphis girl that used to call me Riley Ann because I didn't have a middle name. And she's like, I just have to be able to scold you with a middle name because that's how Southerners do it. Riley Ann, people come into your life for a time, a reason, or a season. And I think this season is shifting now. And I think I'm ready. So hopefully, if you're listening to this and you're not into the whole woo-woo stuff, that you took some sort of metaphorical inspiration out of what I'm trying to say. If there's something, whether it be the 7/7 portal or whatever's in retrograde or whatever, if there's something pulling at you in your soul and you know something's not right, you know you need to experience more, or you know and can't prove that something's just off and you should be doing something different. I'm not saying go blow up your life and just go start chasing intuitions, or maybe you should, shit. But I am saying, don't ignore that call for long. I don't think the universe ever stops knocking at your door. But you tell the universe what you want, and it listens. So if opportunity keeps on a tapping, someone is at the front door, the universe. And the universe version of the ring, answer that door. I always say that the most tragic thing in life is the loss of potential. And that doesn't mean you go around and you keep trying to, help people hurt you, that, you believe in their potential instead of what's actually there. What I'm saying is when someone had the potential to do something great and chose to be meh instead. That's never been me, never will be me. And I think I might have been playing small for a good little while. I think I'm done doing that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this here podcast and took some inspiration from it. And if you're new, please come back. If you liked what you heard for the last whatever many minutes it's been, like, follow, share, leave a comment, por favor. Keep the podcast up in the algorithm. And thank you for you guys. We got this army always being in my corner. And for you guys that have signed up and subscribed to the Patreon, I cannot tell you how much I love you and thank you from the bottom of my soul for being here and a part of this other section of my journey, and also for being back here on Really Riley, because it ain't going nowhere. I love you guys so much, and you can always email me if you've got questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to chat at reallyrileypodcast@gmail.com. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will chat with you mañana for Ask Riley. Love you guys. It's Really Riley.